Top of page 129, we shall welcome in the Sabbath bride. Dodili va'anilo haroeh bashoshani dodili va'anilo haroeh bashoshani dodili mizotola min hamidbar mizotola min hamidbar dodili va'anilo haroeh bashoshanim dodili mekuteret mor ulevona dodili vanilo haroeh bashoshani dodili. Let's try it again. Dodili. Dodili vanilo haroeh bashoshanim dodili bashoshanim dodili.
Thank you, Gordon. Shabbat Shalom. Great way to begin the evening. Beautiful song from, anyone know where that verse, Dodi Li, comes from? Song of Songs, Shira Shirim in the Bible. Beautiful poetic book about the marriage between God and Israel. At least that's how later interpreters think about it. It's also sung often at lots of Jewish weddings. So great way to start Shabbat. I want to just say, when we moved here in the summer of 2017, anyone remember what happened that October? Fires and smoke. And then we had lots more of it in the years following. Luckily, the last few years haven't been too bad. But because the smoke is so bad in so many parts of this country right now, in the Midwest, where my mom and dad are, in the Northeast, in Canada, we think of those who are really struggling with the smoke and not used to it as much as those of us in California right now on this Shabbat. It's really quite distressing, to say the least. So we keep them in our thoughts tonight. We have a few things to celebrate tonight. Of course, Shabbat at the end of this beautiful week. But we are also acknowledging, and later we'll be blessing, 3 women, very important women in this congregation, 2 of whom have milestone birthdays this month. One just has kind of a nice birthday this month, and that is Catherine Winter. Where's Catherine? Oh, you're right here. Robin Stern and Judy Nystrom. So I'll be calling them up a little bit later for a blessing and to share some thoughts, and momentarily to light our Shabbat candles. But before we start, as I've done previously, I want to ask if anyone has any joys that they like to share, any simchas, any happy occasions. I know, David, you're chomping at the bit. I think, no? Oh, you're not going to share? No, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. Anyone who has something happy they'd like to share? Or any oys? Anyone who's, could use a little more support because maybe the last week or two have been a little challenging. So any joys or joys? Judy first.
My grandson, Jack Kessler, who is a violist, is moving to Tel Aviv in September to be playing with the Israel Philharmonic Orchestra.
Wow.
He'll be there for 2 years at the current time. Then we'll see.
That is big news. Mazel tov. I love classical music, and I think most people here know to get a gig with the Israel Philharmonic, that's a big deal. So congratulations on that, David. Susie. Which one of you?
My birthday.
Oh, it's Don's birthday. Okay, well, mazel tov on your birthday.
We're very proud of our daughter, Rebecca, who was accepted at the Marion Military Institute to become a United States military officer. She starts boot camp on August 3rd.
Mazel tov. I had a preview of that. I knew that from earlier. Mazel tov. Rebecca, that's very exciting. Are you starting to work out and get ready for boot camp? You're already in great shape. You're the jock of the family, right? I remember that. Okay. Anybody else? Any oys or joys anyone like to share? Okay, well then without further ado, I'm going to invite Judy and Catherine and Robin to come up and light our Shabbat candles. And everyone else, you can follow along on page 120. And welcome to everybody.
I don't care. I lit them a week ago. You light them. Okay.
Oh, the trip candles.
Yeah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Thank you. And the correct melody. Beautiful. Now, Gordon started, as I said earlier, with the Jewish wedding song, a verse from Shir HaShirim, Dodi Li, which is about bride and groom. We're going to turn now to page 138, another song about bride and groom, Lecha Dodi. And as we welcome the Sabbath bride, Gordon, I think you're introducing a new melody tonight.
Yeah, hopefully it won't be new to everybody. Hopefully it'll be somewhat familiar. Ya la 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 lecha dodi, ya la 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 likrat kala, ya la 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 panei Shabbat nekabela, ya la 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 lecha dodi, ya la 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 likrat kala. Ya la 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 panei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor v'dibur echad Hishmiyanu el hamiyuchad Adonai echad, u'shemo echad, l'shem u'tiferet v'lethilah. Ya la 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 lecha dodi, ya la la likrat kala, ya la la b'nei Shabbat. B'nei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha ki hi makor habracha כתם נסוכה סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה יאללה לחדדי יאללה לקראת כלה יאללה פני שבת נקבלה. Number 8. ימין ושמאל תפרוצי ואת אדוני תריצי היד איש בן פרצי ונשמחה ונגילה יאללה לחדדי יאללה כלה יאללה פני שבת נקבלה. Please rise. בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה גם בשמחה ובצולה תוך אמונה המסגולה בואי חלה לילה יאללה לחדדי יאללה לקראת כלה יאללה פני שבת נקבלה.
And now that the Sabbath bride is sitting among us, let us turn to page 144 for the Chatzi Kaddish. Please remain standing if you're able.
Yitkadash Shmei Rabbah B'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon uvyom echon uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael Bagala uvizman kariv v'emeru Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mevarach La'olam u'olmei almaya Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yithaleh v'yithalal Shemei Dekudesha Barichu Leilo Amin Kol Birchata V'Shirata Tushbechata V'nechemata Da'amiran B'alma V'emeru Amen.
The Baruch Hu is on page 146.
Lai la 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 Lai la 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 Yai la 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 Lai la 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 Yai la 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 Lai la 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 Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed HaMevorach המבורך לעולם ועד.
Please join me at the top of page 149. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai hama'ariv aravim. Page 151. As you taught Torah to those whose names I bear, teach me Torah too. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me. Did you mean the struggle for me too? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. Lead me into the mystery. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha uv'chol nafshecha uv'chol meodecha v'hayu hadavarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavacha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivdecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha v'derech uv'shokbecha uv'kumecha ukshartam la'ot al yadecha v'hayu latotafot bein einecha uktavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha Lema'an tiskaru va'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'item kiroshim le'Elohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim li'od lachem le'Elohim ani Adonai Elohechem.
Page 157. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together. Micha Mocha is on page 158.
Micha Mocha ba'elim Adonai, Micha kamocha nedar bakodesh nora tehilot osefele nora tehilot osefele machutecha ra'uvanecha Bokeh hayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam zeli anu v'amru Adonai imlo leolam va'ed michamocha Pailim Adonai Mikamocha Nehedar Bakodesh Nora Tehilot Osefele Nora Tehilot Osefele Nora Tehilot Osefele.
Please join me at the top of page 161. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom, aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim.
We're going to sing the Hebrew that we just read at the end of the reading at the top. Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukat shalom 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 aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael. Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukat shalom 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 aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael. V'al Yerushalayim v'al kol hamo v'al Yerushalayim shalom. V'al Yerushalayim v'al kol hamo v'al Yerushalayim shalom. Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukat shalom shalom aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael. One more time. Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukat shalom 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 aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael. Shelter us beneath your wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us, God, wrong from right. Amen. 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 Amen.
The Amidah is on page 164. If you are able, please rise.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi agita hilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zocher Chastei Avot ve'imahot, U'mevig Ula livnei v'neihem, L'man Shemo b'Yahava, Melech Oser u'Moshia u'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, V'ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechaye hakol atah Rav lehoshia, Morid hatah, Mechalkel chayim b'chesed, Mechaye hakol b'rachamim rabim, Somech noflim v'rofei cholim, Umatir asurim, Umekayem emunato, Lishenei afar, Michamocha ba'agavurot, Umido melach, Melech memit, Umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atah l'chayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kdoshim b'chol yom yahalalucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh. $162. Let's try that. Yeah. Vishamru B'nai Yisrael, Vishamru B'nai Yisrael et Hashabbat la'asot et Hashabbat la'asot et Hashabbat לדורותם ברית עולם לי לה 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 ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם ושמרו בני ישראל ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם לי 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 כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ ושמרו בני ישראל ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם לי 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 ושמרו.
At this point in our service, we pause and think of those in need of healing on this Shabbat, healing of body, healing of spirit, and healing of heart. And we ask God to bestow the bracha, the blessing of refuah shlema, full and complete healing to the following men and women from our congregation or those known and loved by our community. Ilana Massey, Kirk Whitlatch, Kathy Rotto, Aaron Ledden, Michaela Cohen, Tracy Adams, Don Copeland, Nancy Pollock, Pat Shapiro, Denise Robinson, Alianza Chavez, Sherry Levson, Joyce Sheffrin, Doug Gill, Craig Miller, Len Dannon, Judy Nimo, Paul Bisberg, Stacy Bressler, Harriet Lehman, Jolene Jackson, Irving Sten Jr., Megan McCaskey, Susan Early, Terry Wright, Jude Brown, Robbie Josselson, David Gallagher, and Natasha Miller. If anyone has a name they'd like to add to our list, I invite you to share it with us. The Misha Barak prayer is on page 511.
Hold on a second. There we go. Now you can hear the voice. That's why we have an audio guy. Mi sheverach imotenu mikor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema. The renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Shabbat Shalom. Good Shabbos to everyone, and a special Shabbat Shalom and welcome to those I haven't seen for a little while, and to those who may be new to our congregation. We're happy you're here. So we're going to be acknowledging a couple of milestone birthdays momentarily, but this is also a milestone Torah portion. It is the very first one of the last book of the Torah. Anyone know what it's called? Devarim, Deuteronomy. So the book of Deuteronomy, which, as I said, starts this Torah portion, Devarim, is unique in many ways. The speaker is Moses himself. He's the only one who speaks in this whole book, unlike the anonymous narrator of the previous 4 books. In a highly personal and at times poignant farewell address, Moses reviews the past 40 years and prepares the Israelites for the future before he dies. That's pretty much the agenda of this final book of the Torah. Now, interestingly, Moses began his journey as the leader of the people of Israel by pleading with God that he was not, quote, a man of words. But after 4 decades of guiding and teaching his community, he has become an eloquent spokesman for the divine will. The people of Israel, as many of you know, now stand at the very cusp of the land of Canaan, on the east side of the Jordan River. The object of all of their yearning, the goal of all of their travel and toil, is now within sight and finally within their reach. Yet few of them, almost none of them, will ever cross the river or dwell in the land. Most of the Torah portion is a recounting of the journey of the Israelites through the desert wilderness of Sinai. Moses highlights an episode from a previous parashah when God instructs him to select a team of 12 scouts or spies to reconnoiter the land of Israel, and how the fear and lack of faith of the majority of them led to disastrous consequences. One consequence is that virtually the entire generation of the Exodus from Egypt will be prohibited from entering the Promised Land. The Torah says, "Not one of these men, this evil generation, shall see the good land that I swore to give to your fathers." As the leader of the Israelites, Moses, he learns, will receive the same fate as his people. Can you imagine that? The Torah goes on, because of you, or Moses actually speaks, because of you, the Lord was incensed with me too. And God said, you shall not enter the land either. Only Joshua and Caleb, who had urged their people to march into the Promised Land, owing to their own faith and courage, are allowed to enter the land along with their families. They and all the Israelite children who, quote, do not yet know good from bad. Those are the ones who are going to make it into the land of Israel. Imagine the profound, deep disappointment after 40 years of wandering in the desert to reach their hard-fought goal that the people of Israel must have experienced as they heard these words. And imagine the depths of despair that Moses must have sunk to after having devoted his entire life to fulfilling this singular mission. Yet, we learn next to nothing from the text itself about what Moses feels when he learns that he will not be permitted to enter the Promised Land. His words seem more a statement of fact than an expression of disappointment or remorse. The rabbis clearly found that noteworthy. And so they developed a rich and very colorful tradition of midrashim that depict Moses as anything but resigned to his fate. Through their creative minds, Moses is depicted instead as a man who fights tooth and nail against his lot, who pleads with God not to take his life before he has completed his mission to which he has dedicated his life. God is able to persuade Moses that he has done enough for his people and helps the prophet reconcile himself to his destiny. God does this gently, but with a sense of resoluteness. In the end, God kisses Moses, and Moses dies, his soul ascending to the highest heaven of heavens. The book of Deuteronomy and the Torah itself eventually concludes not on a note of disappointment, but on one of acceptance and resignation. The people of Israel, some of them, will soon enter the promised land, the place of their hopes and dreams. But not yet, not this generation, and not with Moses by their side. So what is our tradition's message to us today? Even lives well lived don't always end in tidy ways with clear and clean conclusions. I have officiated at many funerals. I have worked with many families over these past 3 decades, and very few lives end in neat and clean and tidy ways. We may not complete our work. We may not reach our goals. But if we can learn to accept ambiguity, if we can surrender to the mystery of death as we journey through the mystery of life, we will find solace. And like Moses, we will sleep with the angels. Ken Yehi Ratzon. May it be God's will. Okay, I promised you some milestone birthdays tonight. And before we turn to the Aleinu and the wonderful Oneg that they have sponsored for us tonight, thank you, I'd like to call up Robin and Catherine and Judy to come up to the bima. Or come again. Now, Robin and Catherine are celebrating a milestone birthday. As I said earlier, Judy is a little bit ahead of them, so she's just celebrating a birthday. But milestone birthdays have been on my mind lately. I had one earlier this year. My mom and dad are both celebrating milestone birthdays this summer, this week actually. And milestone birthdays are occasions to celebrate, to reflect, to think about your lives and the year ahead. Now, all 3 of you, Judy and Robin and Catherine, have been such important members of this community, whether it's being on the board, serving on a committee, attending Torah study or the various programs that we have here, or helping out in the kitchen. And with Onegs, you have all given so much of your time and your talent. And before I bless you, and Gordon has a blessing as well, a song, I want you to give something more tonight. I want to ask you, in maybe just a couple of sentences, you have a lot of life experience here up at the Bima, and there have been a lot of things that you have probably done in your lives and learned in your lives. Tell us one thing, and I know I'm putting you on the spot, but you're all smart and good on your feet. Tell us one thing, and we'll start with you, Judy, that you would like to share at this joyous occasion, that you would like to share with the community in order to help guide us in our own years ahead and as we continue with our own lives and when we have our own milestone birthdays. Just one thing, if you can, or you can give me 2 if you have 2.
As much as I smile, I have had many major disappointments in my life, starting with the death of my father when I was a 6-month-old baby, the loss of my granddaughter when she was 2 years old, and the loss of my son when he was 32 years old. And the way I've made it to 82 is to thank God for everything I do have, not what I don't have.
Thank you so much, Judy. Beautiful. Robin.
I think of life as a chapter book. And this past year has been the end of my working life, pretty much. I still can't say the word retired.
I'll believe it when I see it.
I know, seriously. I kept my license. But this time in my life, I feel so comfortable in my skin. I feel like this is who I've been working toward being all this time. Now I don't have to work at it anymore. I got here.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, I went through a period of time when I lost my mother, my father, my brother in a very quick period of time, and then shortly after that, my husband. And so I think what I've taken from that sadness is that I want to live every moment and enjoy as much as I can. And so I've had 2 weeks of glorious music thanks to Festival Napa Valley. I've gone to almost every concert. And I feel like even though I know there are so many other things going on in the world that are so awful, it's just a blessing to be able to take a couple weeks off and just feel joy. And so I look for that as much as possible in my life, and thank God for the joy in my life.
Thank you. Well, you're all a blessing to us. What words of wisdom with a group this smart and creative and talented. You've given us a lot to think about, and I appreciate you sharing your lives, your stories with us. You're a blessing to us, but I'd like to offer a blessing to you. Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you and keep you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichuneka. May God's countenance shine upon you and be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God's presence be with you and grant you peace. And let us all say, Amen. Gordon? Wait, don't go yet.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה.
Mazel tov. We're going to continue with the Aleinu on page 586. If you're able, please rise.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הרצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
Please be seated. In this sacred moment, give us hope for Israel and her future. Renew our wonder at the miracle of the Jewish state. In the name of the pioneers who made the deserts bloom, give us the tools to cultivate a diversity of expression in Israel. In the name of our fallen soldiers, give us courage to stand up to the words and ways of the zealots, those in our own midst and those among our neighbors. In the name of Israeli inventors who have amazed the world with their innovations, help us apply the same ingenuity to finding a path to peace. In the name of all these women and men, grant us the strength to conquer doubt and despair in Israel and all the world, replacing doubt with action, replacing despair with hope, and let us all say, Amen. As we near the end of our service, it is my honor and privilege now to invite up our fearless leader, the president of our congregation, Eve Kahn, to share some important announcements with us.
Fearless leader.
Are you fearless?
I don't know, but I'm definitely in the 80 club, so I can tell you that. We talked about this earlier, and our mothers never, they look like old ladies. We don't. And we're proud of that. So I guess I'm fearless. So before I read this, I just want to let you know that we have a beautiful basket of freshly laid eggs. They're sitting on the bar over there, so please take some with you when you leave, because if I don't tell you now, I'll probably forget about it. So what's happening here? The most recent CBS newsletter with all information of temple events is available on the CBS website, and there's a takeaway flyer in the lobby. Sunday swims at the shul with the pool will take place on Sunday, July 19th. They will continue every Sunday from now until Labor Day. 2 4-hour swim sessions will take place from 10 to 3. I'm sorry, at 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. I have to read better. Okay, at 80, my eyes have gone off a little. Registration is required and can be done online. Please register prior to the day so that we can get lifeguards if needed. Soul Sisters would have their final meeting this season at the home of Robin Stern on Tuesday, July 21st at 10:30 a.m. The CBS Board of Trustees is going to be meeting Tuesday, July 21st at 7 p.m. Please contact Eve Kahn if you want to attend or have any questions about what's on the agenda. Summer Ulpan is taking place Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Join this lively Hebrew conversation course. See Amy Hall and Ernie Weir with questions. Mark your calendars. Our first installment of Shared Shabbat Dinner will take place on August 7th. Have we ever done this before? No, I'm seeing a lot of no's. Okay. Well, one of the things I enjoy as president, and those are not my ideas, but I'm really encouraged when the members come up with new ideas of how to share among themselves and to just bring more joy into their life. So this is one of the new things we're doing. Make Shabbat sweeter by contributing baked goods to our weekly own eggs. And tonight's own eggs, we just talked about, is in honor of the 80th birthdays of Robin Stern, Catherine Winter, and Judy Nystrom. I'd like to give warm wishes to this week's birthdays and anniversaries. Happy birthday to Josh. There's a long list. Must have been something going on here because there's a long list of birthdays. Josh Slater, Larry Posner, Alan Goldstein, Jennifer Shuey, Judy Nystrom's on here, Catherine Winter's on here, Sherry Cohos, Carly Harvey, Asher Fox, Amira Wasserman, Jesse Baruch, and David Posner. And happy anniversary to Gary Lieberman and Judy Dumont, Melvin Cohn and Lorraine Fingerson Cohen, and Stephen Veet and Joan Harris. And I think I have one other thing here, that registration is open and required for the first of our quarterly shared Shabbat on August 7th. So a catered main course plus potluck sides and a chance to relax, meet new congregants, and enjoy a great Sabbath meal. So what's going to be happening is going to have a slightly abbreviated 6 o'clock service. And so find the event online, and please put it on your calendar. Thank you so much. Thank you. You're next? Okay.
Our thoughts turn now to those who are no longer with us, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. We remember those who have died during the past year: Donna Schechter, Carolyn Goldman, Victor Alcott, Robin Frank, Mark James Milberg, Joan Wilmert, Buddy Melian, Marilyn Sazatska, Joshua Ariel Stolman, Audrey Lieberstein, Ernie Hine, Myra Lieber, Evelyn Sherman, and David Margulies. We also remember and honor the yahrzeits, the anniversaries of the deaths of Abraham Goodwin, Milton Codemore, Jane Goldstrom, Robert Feynman, Nina Storm, Rosalie Hyman, Renee Gaines, Michael Perlman, David B. Spector, Abe G. Frank, Rhoda Greendorfer Kapchan, Harry Kapchan, Alvin Schenker, Yodi Snyder, Everett Jacobson, Rallo Kelting, Robert Levinson, and Doris Bloom Coopersmith. Does anyone have a name they'd like to add? The mourner's Kaddish is on page 598. Please rise. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shmei Rabbah be'alma divrach herete v'yamlich malchute b'chayechon v'yomechon uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael b'gala uvizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevarach le'alam u'lamei maya yitbarach v'yishtabak v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei dekudsha barichu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata Tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehe shlama rabba min shmaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the source of peace send peace to all those in mourning and comfort to all those among us who are bereaved, and let us all say amen. Please be seated. So before we turn to the Kiddush and the Motzi and the wonderful Oneg waiting for us, thank you, Judy, Catherine, and Robin, we have our final song.
Page 652. Ani ve'ata nishane et ha'olam Ani ve'ata az yavo kvar kulam Amru et sekodem lefanai zelo mishaneh Ani ve'ata nishane et ha'olam Ani ve'ata ננסה מהתחלה יהיה לנו רע אין דבר זה לא נורא אמרו את זה קודם לפניי זה לא משנה אני ואתה נשנה את העולם Verse 1 again. Ani ve'ata nishane et ha'olam. Ani ve'ata az yavo kvar kulam. Amru et ze kodem lefanai ze lo mishaneh. Ani ve'ata nishane et ha'olam אני ואתה נשנה את העולם, את העולם.
Thank you, Gordon. Ani ve'ata neshana et ha'olam. You and I will change the world. Judaism is a very ambitious religion. I don't know if we're going to be able to change the world in this generation, but I hope we all strive to do it. It needs a lot of work. Let's rise for the Kiddush.
You want to start? Go ahead.
Yeah. No, we'll start together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam,
Pori hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitzanu b'mitzvotav ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho b'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron l'maaseh v'reishi ki hu yom techila l'mikraye kodesh zecher l'tziat mitzrayim kivanu v'acharta tanu kidashta mikol hamim v'shabbat kodshecha v'ahava uvratzon hinchatanu Baruch atah Adonai Mikadesh HaShabbat. Amen.
L'chaim. Please join us. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam.
Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. B'tei avon.
Shabbat shalom and
Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat.